Mm. What's going on, everybody?
Hey, what's up, everybody?
This is Mikey Jazz with
T.
and
T.
nah, girl, we hey,
It's a work in progress.
we gonna get it. We gonna get it, man. We still gonna get it, man. So today we coming with you with the love there.
Love there,
Yeah,
y'all.
the good old love there.
Nice. If you're just joining us, welcome to the channel. We appreciate you joining. Thank you to the people that have subscribed thus far. We appreciate it. So topics and togetherness, we talk about topics, things that are going on in the community, things that are going on in life, and then togetherness. And this is our togetherness portion of topics and togetherness. Love Dare is a book that helps couples create godly relationships, and definitely something that I think we lack in our community, like knowing how to have a healthy relationship, and especially if we haven't seen those. So we're definitely trying to engage in that and work on that one step at a time. So come with us.
Come with us.
Let's do it together.
Let's see what's going on, man.
Yeah, that's what's up.
This is a interactive book. The book actually has pages on there. We got pages on here where you can actually write in everything. You can take notes and stuff. We're showing you a blank page because we're not going to tell you everything.
There you go.
The love there is it's really real. It's a real book.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
This is not something that you want to go live with. You can. I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Definitely,
recommend
if
it.
you haven't done it by yourself together without, if you don't have a YouTube channel, or if you do, I would say do that. We've done it before, and we're continuously trying
We got
to
to like
it. So
what, 10, 15?
oh no, we got to like 25.
Oh,
we
yeah.
got pretty far.
It's
We
like
got to like
20.
at least 20. So
Something like
it's
that.
a 30 or 40 day journey. So we're gonna get going. We're gonna hop into it.
Yeah. So remember, the first day was love is patient.
It was not saying anything negative to your spouse. Was the dare for that day.
The dare was not to say anything negative to your spouse, and then the next day was love is kind.
Love is kind.
And this is another thing. The first time we did this, love is patient. One day, probably took us about a week.
Yeah, you want to keep
Probably
it.
took us about a week.
You should take each dare and continue it.
Yeah, as it goes.
Yeah, as
Once
it
you
goes,
master it,
you want to keep doing
Yeah.
each one.
So when you get to day 2, you're still doing what you're doing day 1. You're being patient. The dare is not to say nothing negative to your spouse. And then you get to day 2 is love is kind. And love is kind says, in addition to saying nothing negative to your spouse, again today, do at least one unexpected gesture as an act of kindness.
Yeah, so something unexpected to help out your spouse. It could be picking up something for them or doing something for them. It doesn't have to be monetary, just something that can help make their day go easier. If you're supposed to pick up the kids, or they need help picking up the kids, or something like that, It doesn't have to be monetary value.
You can do it. Do the dishes.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites. You do that,
I
you
do
win my
dishes
heart.
a lot.
You win my heart if you do the dishes. I appreciate it. So yeah, we're gonna jump right into it. The next one is love is not selfish, and if you are just joining us for the first time, this is all based off of 1 Corinthians 13 about love. So that's what this book is based off of. Just so you know. All right, let's go.
So day 3, love is not selfish, and it starts out with Romans 12 chapter 10 verse. It says, "Be devoted to one another in brotherly love. Give preference to one another in honor."
Right.
Romans 12 chapter 10. Okay. There's a lot. There's a lot in this good old book right here.
Yeah.
But what we're gonna go to is this point right here. If there was ever a word that basically means the opposite of love, it is selfishness.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's something that is ingrained into every person from birth.
That's right.
You can see it in the way young children act, and often the way adults mistreat each other. So, what they're trying to say is, hey, we're born sinners. We wanted what we wanted ever since we were little kids. You're a baby and you needed something, what you do? Cry. Didn't matter what time, day, night, who was around, how much noise you made, what people was around, anything.
Yeah.
You cried out, need attention, help me, help,
Yeah.
help. Is what, you cried out as a baby. So as a child, you have to grow out of that.
Yeah, exactly. Especially
And
if you're in a marriage, you definitely got to grow out of that.
Yeah, man. You got to grow out of it and get better. But it's something that was taught to you, so you have to unteach yourself, and hopefully you have somebody that can help you unteach yourself.
God. He's a person that can do
we
that.
Have God.
So make sure you stay prayed up.
And it's a work in progress all the time,
all
man.
The time.
All the time.
Yeah.
Constantly kill yourself so you can be a better person the next time around.
That's right.
All right. So, let's see. Almost every sinful action ever committed can be traced back to a selfish motive.
That's true. So
true. Because normally, when it's a good motive, it helps out more than just yourself.
That's right.
That's just averages.
Yeah.
I done helped out a bunch of people, and it's been bad for all of us. Well, I wouldn't say me. I would say people helped me out, and it's been bad for all of us. I would say both ways. I done seen, not in just relationships, just like with different circumstances and stuff. Thought I was doing something good, turned out bad, from my understanding. And the bigger picture is what God has. So later on, it ended up turning out better. That's another story. I guess. I guess it's a little story. Yeah, I'll leave that alone right there.
And it's not always bad.
Yeah, it's not always bad.
But I understand what you're saying.
I did something good,
Yeah.
Homie did something good. Mm-hmm. The powers that be said, "Oh no, that's bad." Yeah, who said? Y'all just the powers. Everything that I learned said it was a good thing to help out this person or that person or whatever the case may be. So, next thing. Yeah, all right. One thing. It says, why do we have such low standards for ourselves but high expectations for our mate?
So true.
The answer is a painful pill to swallow. We are selfish. Mm-hmm.
That's so true.
Mm-hmm. I can see myself all the time, as in, if somebody came against me with a lot of hate and everything, I defend myself to a degree. Nothing too serious. If somebody come towards Babe with that same type of thing, it's way different. Now, the bad thing is that I see Babe just like me. So, if I wouldn't defend myself on a regular thing, but I would defend her on that same regular thing, I'm kind of messed up on, on my, what would be the best word? Not my morals, not my levels. It's more like my standards.
I don't even see how that what is it called? Example of being selfish. I mean, I understand what you're saying to that, but I don't see how. But I get what you're saying though.
Like I said, I'm messed up on my standards.
Yeah.
So really, how high do you consider yourself can be contributed to how you treat your spouse?
That's true.
So
I agree. Definitely.
And this is what it is. Maybe like I said.
No, I agree with that. Definitely.
Maybe some can understand it. Maybe some can't. Hey, I'm working on it.
Yeah.
All the time, and
Amen.
I'm sure other people are.
We all are.
So me and Babe, we've been married for what?
It's
13 years.
Mm-hmm.
Man, hold on. I was right.
Yeah, you were right. I'm proud of you.
I was a second behind her when she said it.
Nah, you did good. I'm proud of you because usually it's like.
I was right. 13 years. I'm gonna get that tatted on me right now. Wow, put it on now. So that's another thing. If you do hold yourself at a lower standard, remember to hold your spouse at a much higher standard. So, get the point, and then figure out why you would be so accepting to being where you are.
Exactly.
If that's the case. Okay?
Agreed.
All right. Let's see. Let's go here. Let's go here, right here. Mm-hmm. This is a good verse right here. It's 1 Corinthians 13:5. It says, just a part of it. It says, love does not seek its own. As in, love doesn't seek out love so it can love. Love is love, and love loves everything. That's it. Love loves everything. If anything, um, other things will come to love.
Yeah.
It'll come to that love versus love going out to seek and find it.
Yeah.
So you don't have to seek and find your love. Love will come find you.
Yeah. That
Love does not seek its
yeah.
own.
And I agree with that. And I also, to me, what that also is saying is that love doesn't seek its own selfishness, meaning I'm not out to get what I want in love. I'm out to give love, and that is my number one priority. And like you said, when you do that, it'll come back, just like what you said.
So that's 1 Corinthians 13, chapter 5th verse. So, hey, read the whole chapter.
Yeah, definitely read
and get
the
full
whole
context
1
and
Corinthians 13, chapter 13, because this is what everything is talking about.
All right. See, I think the last thing I would talk about here. Let's see. Yeah.
I can go on to the next part if you want.
Love looks for ways to say yes.
Exactly.
You know?
Amen. That's a perfect way to end it off.
You can go to the next one.
Yeah. That's a perfect way to end it off. Yes. Love does look for ways to say yes. That was perfect. So it says, one ironic aspect of selfishness is that even generous actions can be selfish if the motive is to gain bragging rights or a reward. If you do even a good thing to deceitfully manipulate your husband or wife, you are still being selfish. The bottom line is that you either make decisions out of love for others or out of love for yourself. So that's something that all of us have had some kind of issue with. I know that I'm sure there's been times where I've done something, and like even if anything, like when you do something good or something, if you want that recognition for doing something good, then the motive behind why you did something good wasn't a true, pure motive. If you're the person that throws things back in people's face, like, all the times I done did this for you, and all the times I done did that for you, and all the times I done did, you should be lucky that if you have that kind of attitude, then that's not out of pure motive, and everything that you did previously to that is null and void now, because you pretty much, it's like when people say, man, you did so good, but like you done voided all the good stuff that you said before to like add your butt in and do whatever. So that's just something to think about. I like what they say with that. Something we all got to work on. It says love is never satisfied love is never satisfied except in the welfare of others. Meaning, if you getting what you want all the time, that doesn't satisfy you. It satisfies you to make the other person happy. And yeah. It says
there'll be a better way of loving.
Yeah, exactly. A better way of loving. The most pure love is a love that is out to give for everybody else. And like
even if
said,
somebody do you raggedy.
Exactly.
That's God's love.
Exactly. That's
how many times have we sinned?
Yep.
God still loves us.
And He still loves us. Amen. That's
how many
true.
times we would have canceled somebody?
Yep.
And
He ain't canceled me yet.
He ain't canceled us. I just canceled somebody else.
Yep.
Oh, dude.
Yep.
Unsubscribe from Rolling One. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Just real quick, baby.
Yep. And God isn't like that.
God isn't like that.
You'll
never be out with Him.
You'll never be canceled.
Unless you want to be out.
Right. Exactly. So it says, love is never satisfied except in the welfare of others. You can't be acting out of real love and selfishness at the same time. So if you're thinking about yourself, you're not acting out of real love, even if you think you are. It says, choosing to love your mate will cause you to say no to what you want and yes to what they want. That's putting the happiness of your partner above, like they've said, your own. It doesn't mean you can never experience happiness, but you you don't negate the happiness of your spouse so you can enjoy yourself. And that's something we can all work on. Because I think a lot of times in relationships, we chase the happiness for ourselves. I want to be happy. I want to be happy. I want to be happy. And so all you're doing is looking for signs that the other person is making you happy instead of going out to be like, I'm going to make them happy. And I'm hoping, and I know, actually, not I'm hoping, I'm doing it for God's glory. And I know even if my spouse doesn't reciprocate it, God will reciprocate that love to me, period. So, something to think about.
Another thing is you can't neglect your own self.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can't be a yes man all the time. Yes, dear. Yes, dear. Yes, whatever you want. Whatever you like. Whatever you like. Y'all remember Coming to America? Whatever you like. Barking like a dog. We seen Coming to America too. She was still barking like a dog.
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
Yeah, you don't want to neglect yourself.
That's not healthy.
At all. I've definitely. Oh yeah, I saw that. She's angry now. Yeah. but I've done that a lot. I've been I'll put everybody first, and I'll be like, everybody comes first, and I come last, and then you're just at the bottom, and you don't even know what's going on. Now you're messed up. So you have to have a healthy balance. But yes, you're right. You have to have a healthy balance. It says, love also leads to inner joy. When you prioritize the well-being of your mate, there is a resulting fulfillment that cannot be duplicated by selfish actions. This is the benefit that God created and reserves for those who genuinely demonstrate love. The truth is, when you relinquish the rights for the sake of your mate and get a chance to lose yourself to a greater purpose, then you get a chance to lose yourself to the greater purpose of marriage. And I think that is great.
Yeah. Say it again? Well,
it said, this is a benefit that God created and reserved for those who genuinely demonstrate love. The truth is, when you relinquish your rights for the sake of your mate and get a chance to lose yourself, you get a chance to lose yourself to the greater purpose.
Yeah.
So putting somebody else first
it's great for the relationship.
Is great for the relationship. And you can only hope that when you do that person will want to do the same for you. So then y'all are both like, they take care of you, you take care of them, y'all take care of each other, type thing.
So it's like, I can say yes there. She can say yes there. And we can keep a good old balance.
And we can keep a good, healthy balance.
And she's always saying yes there.
Yeah, and I ain't never getting nothing. Or if he's always saying yes to me and never getting nothing, it's not going to work.
It's not going to work.
It's not going to work.
Something's going to build up. And
resentment will build up.
Yeah, and then it will boil over at some point. And then you got counseling. You got to go talk. You got to, this, that, and the other. You have to do that stuff.
Yeah.
And if your relationship is worth it, you'll do those things. But if your relationship is worth it, hopefully you don't even have to get to that point.
You don't even have to get there.
Ever. And
exactly.
this book,
that's what these
the
tools,
love there,
exactly.
is really nice. Like I said, that first week,
the tools are for.
That first day may take you a week.
Yeah. Yeah, get that down and move on when you get down.
And not that one, other steps do too.
Yeah,
it does. You want to practice them out. You want to master them.
Yeah. You don't want to just go through this to be reading it like it's a textbook. Like, I'm just reading a book real quick so I can get through it. You actually want
to. Did that for 24 hours?
Yeah. You actually want to work the steps and continue them throughout your marriage, and that's how the marriage grows and gets stronger. You're absolutely right. It says, if you find it hard to sacrifice your own desires to benefit your spouse, then you may have a deeper problem with selfishness than you want to admit. So if it is just the hardest, most worst thing to be able to lose yourself to help your spouse, then that means you need to go internally. You need to get with God, and you need to figure out what's going on inside of you, the fact that you can't give that, or that you feel like, it's just so paining to do that. So, I don't know if you want to look at anything on this page and see. That's all done. Yeah, but if you want to see something else, you can. But I pretty much read the whole page. This book has definitely been amazing for us.
Yeah, it was good when you read right there. If you find it hard to sacrifice your own desires to benefit your spouse, then you may have a deeper problem with selfishness than you want to admit. And remember, it's you want something, they want something. You don't want to do something, they don't want to do something. You might want to do something, they don't want to do something. It is both ways.
Right.
So don't get too judgmental on them not wanting to do
Mhm.
what you want to do during this time.
Exactly.
You know.
Make it more about what you can do for them. If you come at it from that perspective, then it'll be so much better. If y'all are reading this book and you're like, well, they didn't say what this today, you need to say, well, what did I do? And if y'all both do that, it'll make it so much better. And this book is meant for conviction, not condemnation. The devil will condemn you and make you feel bad about what you've done. God will convict you and show you a way out of that. So this is conviction. If it hits with you, that's okay. Like, take it as a conviction and be like, I could work on that.
That's how I go.
Yeah.
Me and Babe, we have 2 different businesses. She has a cleaning business. I have a moving business. Hey, when it comes to moving, normally Babe would come running with me. When it comes to cleaning, tried it. Didn't like it. We went through a whole thing on that. I'm like, you trying to make me clean? I told you I don't want to clean. That's not something I want to do. She's like, why can't you do something for me? I'm like, I tried it. I don't like it. Why you trying to make it? That's why I started my whole business. So I can do something that I like. You know what I'm saying? So you got to see both ways on that type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Who was being selfish in this type of thing? Was I being selfish because I don't want to go work with Babe and clean when it's something that I hate? Hey, maybe I was. For that, I apologize.
Oh, babe, thank you.
But
and you don't have to apologize.
I will not.
Because I already prayed about it, and God was like, leave that alone.
I tried it. Man, this is doomsday, man. This is like, oh, man.
And that's the thing, you know.
Hey.
You know, that he bought that up, you know, I did feel a certain type of way about it for a little bit because I'm like, I'll go with him. And do you think I want to move stuff? Like, we had a whole little thing about it. But, you know, I prayed
during
about
the
it.
day and night.
Yeah, I prayed about it.
You understand what I'm saying?
Whatever. I prayed about it, and God told me that, you know, respect him and respect his feelings, and don't lash out. Don't try to get back. You do what I tell you to do. If this is what I'm leading you to do right now, that's okay. Like, I'm leading you and Michael, like, y'all both have certain things that y'all are doing. So I prayed about it, and God said that's what he wanted me to do, and now I'm happy. I'm fine. I don't want him to be unhappy. And that took a lot for me because a lot of people would just, like, nag the person into continuing to do it, and then I resent him, he resents me, and no, you know what? If you don't want to do it, fine. I'm going to just let God roll with it, and he'll take care of it for me, and he has. So, there you go. What's that smile? I
appreciate that. You know, I'm looking at you in the camera. I'm looking at you as you're saying, I'm like,
yeah, no. I really am good. That's the beauty of having a relationship with God. Because God will check you if you're wrong, and even if you're not wrong, he will say, you have to realize something, though, in your relationship. Your husband's not your source. Your wife is not your source. God is your source. God is your source. And when you realize that God is your source, then you will be so much more easier on the other person to not expect so much. This is a human being, and he can only do exactly being. Both of us are, and we can only do so much for each other. Like Michael, sometimes he'll be like, I expected you to know that. I ain't no mind reader. I'm not gonna read your mind. So like, but you know what? If you rely on God to be a mind reader and God to have that relationship, then it'll be a lot easier with your spouse. So we're going through this on a daily. Like, we're not telling y'all, you know, we're not a perfect relationship, but we do love each other, and we do know God has meant for us to be together, and we do know that we're gonna work this thing out. Period. That's another thing you should go in marriage with. Not, if they do this, I'm going to get a divorce. If they do that, I'm going to get a divorce. Now, I'm not saying if it's something like that is broke your vows or whatever, or something, and God's telling you to leave, then that's different. But you should always go in the relationship like, we're not getting a divorce. We're going to work it out with whatever. So that's just something, too. So
into a marriage, you should go into that.
Yeah, that's what I said. Did I say relationship? I meant marriage. I'm sorry. You should always go into a marriage that you know was bound by God. There's a difference between God telling you to be with somebody and you just being like, oh, he got a 6-pack, I'm gonna marry him, and or oh, she got this, I'm gonna marry her. So all right. So we're gonna read this last part and then we'll get on to the dare, y'all. Okay. So it says, ask yourself these questions. Do I truly want what's best for my husband or wife? Do I want them to feel loved by me? Do they believe that I have their best interest in mind? Do they see me looking out for myself first? So those are just some questions that they said for you to ask yourself and think about. It says whether you like it or not, you have a reputation in the eyes of the people around you, especially in the eyes of your spouse. But is it loving? Is it a loving reputation? Remember your marriage partner. Excuse me. Remember your marriage partner also has the challenge of loving a selfish person, and that's something to remember too. So determined to be the first to demonstrate real love to them with your eyes wide open. And when it is all said and done, you both have more. You both will be more fulfilled. Do nothing from selfish or empty conceit, but with humility of mind, regard one another as more important than yourselves. And that's Philippians 2:3. That's amazing. And
you said Philippines.
No, I don't know. I've never heard him say that. but yeah, and we're about to get to the dare right now. I will link in the description box what time we get to the dare in case you just like, I'm just trying to go to the dare and trying to hear all this. We hope you want to hear it, but if not, no worries.
Yeah, so what time is that right there? 26, 25?
Yeah, it's going to be 26,
25. We get to the dare for day 3. Whatever you put your time, energy, and money into will become more important to you. I'm sure a lot of people have heard that before. It's hard to care for something you are not investing in, along with restraining from negative comments by your spouse, something that says, I was thinking of you today.
Amen. Buy your spouse something that says, I was thinking of you today. That does not mean you have to go out and buy a diamond ring. That does not mean that you have to go out and buy. You could buy a card. Your spouse could like something, and you could see like a little keychain or something that you're like, I know they'd like that. It could be a book that they want. It could be, oh, I know my spouse drinks this type of drink. Let me bring that home for them.
Hey, bring me a beer.
Yeah.
Dad, for Mom, get him a scratch off.
Yeah.
You know Dad want a scratch off.
If you know your husband buys stuff and buys a scratch off every day, so it does not have to be like you got to go out and spend $1,000. Just something to say you were thinking about them. If you see a little teddy bear or something that you know would make them feel good. Something like that. So yes, that is your dare. Go out. Make the effort to get something for your spouse. And ladies and gentlemen, both make the effort. Because I know I'm one of those people like, nah, don't give me nothing for my birthday. Don't give me nothing for Christmas. Don't give me nothing. No. And you know what? The more you do that, it ain't never going to happen. You ain't never going to get nothing. So make sure, let somebody do something nice for you. You know what I mean? It is okay. So yeah, that was the love dare for today. That was love is thoughtful. So today is love is thoughtful. Go out, get a little something for your spouse. Comment below on what you guys think about these videos. If you guys are doing the love dare, we would love to know your experiences and what's going on. If you like the channel, like, comment, and subscribe.
Don't tell us too much.
Yeah, the book is serious. The book. You
see, day 1.
Don't say nothing negative. Let us know if that was hard.
We don't have that video out.
Yeah, we didn't even get a chance to put that video out.
We did the video.
And we were just like, we can't put that out. And that's
No, I think we actually still saved it, but
yeah, we just were like, this is not gonna go out.
So, it's not gonna go out.
But what you need to know is that there should always be things with social media that is private to you and your spouse. So
take it serious, man.
Yeah, take it serious, and we hope you enjoyed it. This is something that we want to do for not just our community, but everybody, to show you all godly relationships and to show that it's not perfect. It's going to take building, and we would love to build with y'all. So thank you guys for coming to Tea with Mike and Jazz, and we hope you enjoyed it. Let us know how you're doing with your love dare, and y'all have a wonderful night. Thank you.
You're welcome, y'all.
I love that.
I'm going to say this right here. But JMJ come back with the facts over feelings. I'm more than mental. You're not going to see too many of these videos.
I would say that I still want to put out the Love Dare videos.
We'll do the Love Dare videos.
And I still want to support black videos.
Yeah,
because we're going to do that anyway. So, But yes, we support Grandmaster Jay. If you don't know who that is, check out our video that will be linked below about him. So y'all have a wonderful day, and good night, everybody.
Good night, y'all.
Peace.